Well, good evening, everybody. Hi, it's Gretchen here with a premiere for you for Story and Art tonight on this midweek story night. Yes, I have a date with Aldo. It's actually an appointment for him. And so we weren't quite sure whether or not he would be up and going after his medical appointment. So I thought I would record your story this morning to make sure that everybody got their fill of bucket filling this week. And so tonight I have a story that is kind of fun. I always love it when stories are done, a traditional story that we know from childhood maybe is done again in a different culture or a different style or with different animals or whatever. And that's what I have for you tonight. It's a new rendition of Chicken Little, um, with a little bit of twist that fits more with the happenings in our world today about our climate. I love it also when issues that are relevant to today's world are presented in picture books in a way that is understandable for children and also appreciated by adults. So tonight, the book is called Loony Little. It is by Diana Hoots Aston and it's illustrated by Kelly Murphy. The illustrations are done in acrylic, watercolor, and I believe a gloss medium, it said. Um, so the illustrations are gorgeous. It's a kind of a style. We may have to try this in show one of these nights. Maybe today. Who knows? We'll see. So, welcome to Loony Little. The ice cap is melting. Oh, look at the end papers, are beautiful. Loony Little. The ice cap is melting. Take a look at this first opening spread on the illustration. The colors are so beautiful for polar nights or polar day when they have just this gorgeous kind of light. But there, right in just off center, is the drips of water coming down into off the glacier. Yeah. On a cold summer night, when the Arctic sun was shining brightly, a drop of water fell, plop, on Loony Little's head. Great top of the world, she wailed. The polar ice cap is melting. I must go tell the polar bear queen. Plop. Loony Little flew northward as fast as she could. On a high cliff, she met Dovey Lovey. Where are you going, Loony Little? Asked Dovey Lovey. The polar ice cap is melting, and I am going to tell the polar bear queen, replied Loony Little. Goodness glaciers, squawked Dovey Lovey. Why is it melting? I will come with you and ask the polar bear queen. The two flew northward until they spied Puffin Muffin floating on the sea. Where are you going? Asked Puffin Muffin. The polar ice cap is melting, and we are going to tell the polar bear queen, replied Loony Little and Dovey Lovey. Sufferin' puffalumps, screeched Puffin Muffin. Without ice, we can't live. I will come with you and tell the polar bear queen. The three swam along until they met Harry Clary on the shore. Where are you going? Asked Harry Clary. The polar ice cap is melting, and we are going to tell the polar bear queen, replied Loony Little, Dovey Lovey, and Puffin Muffin. Leapin' lemons, snuffled Harry Clary. If the ice cap melts, the sea will rise and my den might flood. I will come with you and tell the polar bear queen." So they scooted and waddled and hopped northward until they met Seely Sally coming up for a breath of air. "Where you going?" asked Seely Sally. "The polar ice cap is melting, and we are going to tell the polar bear queen," replied Loony Little, Dubky Lubky, Puffin Muffin, and Harry Clary. "Oh, be careful," barked Seely Sally. "The polar bear queen ate my cousin just last week. She will eat all of you, too." "Oh, dear," wailed Loony Little. "Oh, my," squawked Dubky Lovey. "Oh, no," screeched Puffin Muffin. "Let's not tell the polar bear queen," snuffled Harry Clary. And just then, Foxy Loxy appeared. "Where you going in such a rush?" he asked. "We are going to see the polar bear queen," replied Loony Little. "To tell her the ice cap is melting," said Dubky Lubky. "But Seely Sally told us the polar bear queen is dangerous," said Puffin Muffin. "So we are turning back," said Harry Clary. "Oh, no, please don't turn back," said Foxy Locky. "Not without delivering such important news." "But the polar bear queen might eat us," wailed Loony Little. "No, she won't," said Foxy Loxy. "Not if I escort you. Come, I will take you to her." And so Loony Little, Dubky Lubky, Puffin Muffin, and Harry Clary followed Foxy Loxy. But Loony Little, who couldn't waddle or hop as well as the others, fell behind. "Wait for me!" cried Loony Little, tripping over something in the snow. "Stop!" Loony Little wailed. "We've been tricked. That's Foxy Loxy's lair. He's going to eat us." Thinking quickly, she pecked a nugget of ice from the ground and flung it at Foxy Loxy. It hit him squarely on the head. "Great midnight sun!" howled Foxy Loxy. "The polar ice cap is melting. I must go tell the polar bear queen." And in a blur of fur, he took off running. Now Foxy Loxy found the polar bear queen, scrawled near a hole in the ice, waiting for Seely Sally to come up for air. "Quick, run for your life!" shouted Foxy Loxy. "The polar ice cap is melting." "Oh, awful!" roared the polar bear queen. "Tell me more." "After dinner." And she ate Foxy Loxy. Soon the four friends were safe on a southerly course. "Oh my goodness, the polar bear queen is dangerous," said Dubky Lubky. "And she doesn't seem to care about the ice cap melting," said Puffin Muffin. "What should we do?" asked Harry Clary. "There is something we can do," said Loony Little. "It's up to us to find out, Loony Little. All of us." Plop. Ah, so Loony Little said, "There must be something we can do," said Loony Little. "It's up to all of us to find out." There's the message. Pretty clear. The author's note said, "Today, most scientists agree that human activities have led to climate changes from the North Pole, where these Arctic creatures live, to the South Pole, where other animals live. Here are some effects of the climate crisis, and it lists them, and how Earth takes in heat, it tells us again, and then it gives us what you can do. What as kids, ask adults how the weather has changed since they were children. Talk to experts about this. Brainstorm the ripple effect. Take action. What a beautiful book. And then about the animals, the common loon, the dovekie, the Atlantic puffin, the Arctic hare, a seal, an Arctic fox, and a polar bear. It gives information on all of them. I love that. And then more information where they could find Mother Earth news, NASA Climate Kids, National Climate Assessment, the National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration, NOAA, National Snow and Ice Data Center, and the Polar Science Center. All of these are great references for the kids to use or for adults. I love this. Oh my goodness. I think this would be a wonderful book. I went to that's a little much. I like that. Let me see if I can go back to the beginning on this. Find it? Can I? Oh, there it is. Let's go. Oh, come on. So I took us back to the beginning page. This is one that it might be kind of fun to grab acrylics. Maybe they did it with acrylic and watercolor. For me, I wonder if it might be fun to try to do this style in pastels. I'm not very good with pastels, but who knows? We'll have to see. Maybe we'll try that. Let's check it out. But I hope you enjoyed that story. And here I am back at the wrong camera. Of course. So yeah, what'd you think of Loony Little? Would you like to try that type of thing where you pull out a little bit of art supplies and try an image that's similar to this one in that style? The contrasting colors, the blue and orange. Yeah, that's very inspirational. I may have to give that a try. Who knows? I think I'll have to give that a try. And, come back on Sunday and see if I did it for show and tell. And how about you guys? Challenge you to use a couple of contrasting colors and do something a little different like that, maybe in the inspiration of that type of style. So the illustrator Kelly Murphy is a New York Times best-selling author, illustrator, and recipient of the E.B. White Award. She has notably illustrated the works of a lot of different people and has gotten a whole bunch of awards. I'm looking at her website. Let me take you up here to this where you can see that. But I thought I would look at her style. Let's see. Let's go back to her illustrations. She has a softness to her work that we saw in that. And it's interesting she's using acrylic and watercolor together. That's an interesting thing. In the books that she's done. Oh, Fiona's Luck. We read Fiona's Luck. Faraway Things I haven't read. Ooh, cool. Secrets of the Sea. Those are some of hers. Teaching, what's she doing in teaching? Oh, she teaches at places. News about her. Bulldozer and Friends. 3-star award. Together we grow. Yeah, see, here's another one with the blue and the orange. The use of that contrasting color is really nice. And let's see. There's about her, and what's this? Oh, if you wanted to contact. Illustrations. But yeah, that's her paintings, her black and white work. Oh, she's done black and white work. That's interesting. I did some black and white last night with just a plain pencil trying to shade and whatnot. Toys and novelty things that she does. Oh, fun. And film and animation and theater that she's worked in. Okay. All right. Well, I think I am going to give that a try. And I will show you on Sunday what I came up with. But until then, everybody, thank you for being here. Thank you for being a bucket filler. I hope this story gave you a little bit of a boost. And may the rest of your week be filled and you can fill someone else's. So until next time, keep looking for the beauty hidden in plain sight. It's all around you. But the first place you find it is when you go look in your own mirror. And I will see you next time.